coming in from Karnataka and Ballari, where a state minister, Santosh Lad, has now strongly criticized Donald Trump, calling him as a Mad Max and condemning remarks calling India a hellhole. He says that being the American president does not give him the right to say anything about another country, and he seems to be showing his middle finger as far as his objectionable gesture is concerned while voicing his protest. Let's connect with Neha on this. Neha, good afternoon. Isn't it a little later response that is now coming in from the Congress's side, and especially their opinion on President Trump? Does it matter anyway in the first place?
Well, Amita, of course, objectionable remarks here that one may question, the BJP particularly, of course, as far as Minister Santosh Lad is concerned here, while he was reacting on the hellhole remark that US President Donald Trump had made about India. Of course, he got quite emotional there, wherein he's also gone on to signal the president with an objectionable action there of having shown the middle finger to him on camera. While, of course, that's not all. He even went on to criticize the Prime Minister, raising questions about why he would allow for the US President to make such objectionable remarks that are derogatory to the country on the whole. And he's even questioned the silence of the Prime Minister. Of course, we've seen the kind of reactions that have globally been pouring into this remark that the US President has made. Several people across the globe, in fact, condemning these remarks that have been made.
Yes, well, it seems that it is little in the day as far as such reactions that is now coming in from a Congress leader here in Karnataka. And as far as India's point of view is concerned, the matter has already been raised strongly, and India has now said that the statement that has now been given, or rather reposted on part of President Trump, was uninformed and bad in taste. Let's, in the meantime, listen into what Santosh Lad said.
Mr. Trump, you are a Mad Max. I know you are a president of America. It doesn't mean that you can speak whatever you want to speak about my country. I really want to condemn the way you are told about my country. I can show you a middle finger also. But from this very particular platform, we stand, India in middle of any political party, we stand unitedly and say, please, Trump, go ahead.
Well, does it seem, Neha, that the leader himself is unaware, the minister himself is unaware of the stand that India has taken?
Well, Amita, of course, that's a question now that would have to be posed to the minister here, because remember, he's made these remarks on Sunday while speaking at Ballari, wherein he's gone on to criticize the Prime Minister for his silence and even ask about, why at all Donald Trump, the US President, is making remarks like this. Of course, probably, in a burst of emotion there, the minister quite literally going on to even show the middle finger there on camera to the US President, while, of course, stating that the entire country, irrespective of their political affiliations, stands together on this issue and condemns the remark that was made by Donald Trump. We'll really, of course, have to wait and see politically how the entire matter snowballs.
And is this kind of a statement that also finds any resonance as far as the Congress party there in Karnataka is concerned, Neha, with such kind of statements that have come in? Because there are many people, and as far as when it comes to the Indian community there in America is concerned, is pretty much strong, and this is an acknowledgement that President Trump also knows.
Well, Amita, as far as the rest of the Congress party in the state of Karnataka is concerned, of course, we've seen a host of reactions coming into this, particularly, of course, as far as Santosh Lad's remarks are concerned. We haven't really seen a very strong response coming in from too many Congress leaders in the state. Whether, of course, they all concur with this statement, whether they are, of course, of the opinion that India as a country today, irrespective of the political affiliation, stands together to condemn the statement of the US President, is something that, we'd, of course, have to speak to them and find out about.
All right, please to stay on with us, Neha. Mr. Ashok Gad of the BJP is connected with us. Sir, good afternoon. Here is Santosh Lad, objectionable gesture. He seems to be getting emotional outburst against President Trump, questioning the country's foreign policy again and asking why India is silent. It seems that he is unaware that India already has responded on this issue.
See, Santosh Lad does not understand a lot of things, including the history of Congress party or including the foreign relationships with of India with the different countries. And he is not even aware of a lot of facts. But Santosh Lad showing this kind of a gesture to any president, forget about being an US president, even to Pakistani Prime Minister will not be definitely not right, because he's not supposed to react on that. He's supposed to, he is concerned about the labor ministry in Karnataka, and he is an MLA from Karnataka. He's supposed to develop and think about the welfare of the laborers in Karnataka. What kind of a work is done? That is what he has to bother. But every time he comes and says that, like, our rupee is devaluated, he does not know the history of rupee devaluation at all. And Santosh Lad are the people, immediately Siddaramaiah should drop him, and he should take a serious action, because when we are speaking about international affairs, we should know that what is the policy of the country. When I'm speaking to I'm not speaking to you as an Ashok Gowda, I'm speaking to you as a BJP spokesperson. So before commenting to any media, if I don't know my party stand, that means that I'm going to lose the face. So similarly, when I'm not supposed to speak on the foreign affairs, and I'm not supposed to speak about the foreign affairs as a minister of Karnataka, so you should know and what kind of a development he has done in the past.
To speak as far as a public representative is concerned. Thank you very much, Mr. Gowda, for your point of view. Well, that seems to be the sentiment, and this belated outrage, it seems, that is coming in from a Karnataka Mantri. Now, over this very issue, let's in the meantime talk about how Zoho founder now seems to be making an appeal to